Good evening. This is Evening Sky. I'm your host, Sky. Let's get right into it. Ilhan, I hope I got it right. Representative Ilhan Omar was attacked. She was sprayed with an unsubstantiated substance. It's not been substantiated yet. It hasn't been determined what kind of uh, liquid was sprayed on her from a syringe. But President Trump says that it was probably something that she masterminded. She set up herself allegedly. So did he set up his alleged assassination attempt? The assassination attempt is real, but I'm saying was it allegedly set up by him? Did he do that? I mean, this is a disgusting way of saying things. That's horrendous. It's horrific. I'm totally against 99.9% of what Omar stands for. I mean, I'm 99.9% against what Trump stands for. Neither of them have a clue what individual rights are. Neither of them have a clue what capitalism is. Neither of them have a clue what freedom looks like. True freedom. So I don't really cater to either side, but I say that political violence is wrong on any front in any way on any person. Any person that receives threats and is harmed in some way based upon their political affiliation, that is a cry for attention and trying to get something changed. I mean, it's truth. It's like reality. If somebody were to kill a politician, they're not going to kill what they represented. I think you can say about revolutionaries. It was I'm not sure if it was Bobby Seale, it was one of the Panthers or somebody said you can dead a revolutionary, but you can't dead a revolution. So that's just the reality of that. It's just the truth. I think that if you have like an individual who is corrupt and deranged or something like that, and wants to spray people, it's all about ideas. Like, it's horrific. How do you have an idea and thought and thinking and negotiating and speaking and using words instead of fists or syringes or a pistol or a rifle or something like that? Why is it that people? Oh, god damn it! One moment. It's a little bit of technical difficulty. Here we. No. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's not going to. It's gone. It's gone. All right. Oh my god. I'm trying, y'all. All right. So that is the reality. That is the truth. That is what's supposed to be. I know Omar. She's part of the squad with Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. If I pronounced that correctly. And others, she's part of a squad. I think it's all women, and maybe there's a male adjacent to the squad or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so hold on. Okay, so yeah, this is a very serious matter. It's very serious. It's nothing to play around with. Um, it's denigrating. It cheapens the discussion. It cheapens the way people are find themselves in certain situations. I mean, political violence is just awful, just evil, just vicious, just mean and nasty and disgusting. There should be no room for it. There should be no room whatsoever for it. I think that it's not here to stay. I don't want to say, oh well, it's going to be here anyway. It's going to be here. It doesn't have to be. It really doesn't have to be. If they were able to obtain this miscreant and make sure he doesn't violate Omar anymore, that was a good sign. That was a good sign. I mean, and it's also, with, I'm thinking about Salman Rushdie. Salman Rushdie, I should say. Salman Rushdie. He was politically attacked. He had ideas. He had thoughts. He had ideas and thoughts in a book. And people got, oh my God, I can't stand that. He should die. He should be killed because it's going to hurt my feelings. I don't want my person that I worship, I don't want him to be denigrated in such a way. I don't like him to be degraded. We should cut his head off. We should. And they damn near did. What was it? 30-something years later, they stabbed him in his it's not they, an individual stabbed him in his eye, and part of his arm, and he lost his right eye. I mean, this is just disgusting. That's just disturbing, very ugly. Disrupting. How is that even part of of truth and reality? How's that even part of the game? Who comes up with that? How does that even come to be? It's like you have to be on some really rah-rah, crazy, next level-ish. You have to be. Because, I mean, if you had a steady mind, you would say, I disagree with that. I think it's abhorrent. I think it's ugly. I think it's vicious and disgusting. I'm going to write an op-ed about it. I'm going to speak at a forum about it. I'm going to pass out pamphlets about it. I'm going to write my own novel about it. I'm going to write my own nonfiction book about it. That's the way you go about things. That's the way things change anyway. I mean, look at the Civil War. The Civil War was, Abraham Lincoln quipped about Uncle Tom's Cabin and Harriet Beecher Stowe. He says she's the little woman that caused the big war. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's ideas. It's all about ideas. It starts with ideas, and that which brings it into action. Ideas, thoughts, thinking, reality. Not, just movements of your arms and legs and, just, plotting. I mean, this is the thing, though. You still have to use your faculties even to do something heinous and ugly. You have to plot and plan. You have to do things that are, associated with thinking. If you want to dispatch somebody, that's what it calls for. That's the serious part about all this. So, I mean, it just rips me apart because I don't like Omar. I'm disgusted by her. She is an awful human being. I don't like President Trump. He's an awful human being. I'm disgusted by him. But their lives, their safety, their families' lives and safety ought to be protected, ought to be guarded. And people just shouldn't start. Because it's the same kind of idea. It's the same. That's the same idea that Muhammad Atta had when he flew in one of the planes into the World Trade Center. It was the same idea, same exact idea. May not be on a lower, maybe on a lower scale, but the whole idea, the whole thinking. I mean, even with Charlie Kirk being assassinated. He was assassinated because of his ideas. He had thoughts. He had plans. He had plotting. That's what they have. They have thought, plan, and plotting to kill. Lee Harvey Oswald had to plot, plan, and think about how to kill President JFK. That's just the reality. And if you can't really realize that, then that's just a shame, because that's what it is. It's an inversion. It's a perversion. It's a really a perversion of thought. It's a perversion of thought. That's exactly what it is. It's showing that, you have a frailty, you have a weakness, you have an impotence. You can't negotiate, you can't, transact business, you can't share ideas with people. So you say, oh, I can attack them. I can spray them with some unknown substance. I can shoot them with a high power rifle. I can shoot them with a revolver. It's just throughout this country's history, it's been like that. That's the facts. And it is a very serious situation. Very serious situation. It reflects on everybody that cares about capitalism and individualism. Those ideals always get misconstrued, and it's very sad. That's a sad point. But we also have to rise above that. We have to rise above that idealism, that station. We have to, be on guard. We have to be continuously thoughtful. We have to be continuously taken upon by our mental faculties. We have to maintain that. We have to keep that going, no matter what. That's what keeps this whole nation together. Even though it seems like we're divided, it's cute because I was watching a documentary on September 11th, and they were saying how everybody was together and united and everything. No, we weren't. People were divided. The NYPD and the FDNY were divided over what to do with the pile, as people called it, and there's things like that. See, Americans always are on edge against Americans, and it's always going to be like that. If it has to be like that, but I don't think it has to be like that. I like the divisive. I like the ideas of being divisive. I don't like the violence that comes with it. I like the ideas. You disagree with your fellow American, but you still say, hey, look, we can have a beer. We can still chat this over with. We can talk. It's not that serious on that level, but we have serious ideas, but we're not going to take them out physically in a serious way. So with Omar, she is it is just the latest case that of political violence, not using your mind fully. You have to use it. It's just like anything. You use your brain to do anything. You have to use your brain to pick up a glass of water, but that's not what I'm talking about. When you have the audacity to say, look, I'm going to attack you. I'm going to go against you. I'm going to say this against you. I'm going to do this. That's where we have the problems. That's where we have the issue. That's the main draw of not being able to communicate with your words and with your good actions instead of bad actions, evil actions, vicious, nasty, disgusting actions. That's the real sticking point, really. The fact that this just ugly human being, this putrid person, felt. That's the thing. He didn't really think, but he felt. He had the feeling to say that he's going to attack her last night, and so he took it upon himself to do that. I mean, that's outrageous. I don't care who you are. You can be the worst president ever. You can be the worst senator ever. You can be the worst representative ever. You still should have the you should be afforded common decency and dignity, no matter what, no matter how way. And I respect her for continuing on with her speech while the man was taken out. But that's the thing, though. You have to. I mean, what is this? I mean, like, I think I talked about just a few days ago with Nancy Pelosi's husband being attacked with a hammer. The politicians, were they in Michigan? If I'm correct me if I'm wrong. The Michiganders, by the way, they were killed. They were two. I think they were politicians for the state, and they were killed. I mean, this is disgusting. This is just that's heartrending. That's horrific. They had their lives taken away because they had ideas. Like, what the hell? What part of the game is that? You have these ideas, you have these thoughts, you have these emotions, you have these notions of trying to make the world better. You may not be right, you could be wrong, but that doesn't mean you get your life taken away from you. Doesn't mean that you die. That means that you get killed. It just means that you get to a point where you can adjust to being alive, adjust to being rational, adjust to being true. Don't allow anybody to readjust you on those levels. Stay with the fight. The mind's fight. Fighting with ideas. That's the whole thought process. Is to fight with ideas. And that's what I think Omar did. I disagree with her, but I'm not going to set up with a syringe and spray her with a substance that's unknown. What is that about? I mean, why would that even have to occur? I don't even understand. What is that about? How did that even start? Where did that even come from? It comes from irrationality. It comes from unreason. It comes from people not thinking. When you don't think, that's when the worst things happen. When you don't think, that's when the worst things happen. And you have to, realize that there's no recourse for this kind of behavior. There's none. There's no, going back and, no. So he has to live with that. That's the thing. When people are wiped out, when they're killed, that's it. Like, what was the Trump assassin? He was killed. Can't say anything about him. He can't do anything with him. Lee Harvey Oswald was killed on the spot. Bam, killed him. I can't remember what happened to John Wilkes Booth. I can't remember what happened with RFK's killer. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yes, I do. Do you remember me? Hey, you need to bring in at least 1,000 people. I'm getting low ratings right now. I'm very low on the rating scale. I do remember you, Naraya. Make sure you send, 1,200 people over here. I appreciate it. Okay, yeah, okay. I love how you say okay like you're really going to do that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, LOL, exactly. Because you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. So that's okay too. But just tell a friend and let them tell 2 friends and let them tell 4 friends like that. That would be cool. That would be really cool. You don't have to do, mass, people, but you can just tell, hey, look, this nigga on YouTube. He's talking about a bunch of mess. You got to check them out. So I don't understand how this works. YouTube, I'm up 1,000 views one day. Another day, I'm at 8. I don't know how this thing works. I don't get it. Somebody sit down to me and explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Explain it to me Barney style, because I still don't understand how to use this platform. Still don't get it. Still don't understand it. But that's all right. Maybe it's not for me to understand. But yeah. So just this whole idea of political violence, it's got to stop. Ideas. Could you just imagine that, though? An idea, a thought. I'm going to sketch Muhammad. I don't care. I'm going to sketch Muhammad, and I'm going to put it up on a t-shirt. And I'm going to put it around a lot of other people, and they're going to wear it. So you're going to kill all of them? That's what should have happened in 2015. With, what was it? Je suis Charlie, I think it was. I am Charlie. They had those t-shirts like, oh wow, solidarity. Wow, that's great. No, put Muhammad on there. Put the comic. Put the cartoon on the t-shirt. That'll get a lot of people roused up. Oh my God, the Prophet Muhammad. I can't stand that. That makes me angry. I want to go fight and kill people because they put something on a t-shirt. Like, that's crazy. I have to go eat. I'll come back and after I'm done. I hope you're still live streaming. I think I will be, okay? Salute to you, Naraya. Salute to you. But that's the pity. That's the sad part. And that didn't happen. I think it was Je suis Charlie. I'm with Charlie. I'm with Charlie Hebdo. That was the first episode of the Dr. Jerome Brooks show. First show, right off the bat. He was talking about individual rights, freedom, capitalism, and death happening. He wanted to just have a show about, just talking about the beauty of capitalism, the wonders of free markets, and an atrocity occurred, and he was thrust right into it. He was thrust right into the fray of political ideals. And it's just creepy. It's very creepy. It's very sad, very creepy that we still live in a world where there are just people that are just simmering. They're just simmering. It's January. Think of all the school shootings that are about to happen. I'm not requesting it. Think of all the church shootings. Think of all the movie theater shootings. Think of all the nightclub shootings. Think of all the concert shootings. I'm just going off of past behavior. Not trying to predict the future. I'm not, I'm not that good. But I just want to say this is par for the course. Those are sometimes politically motivated as well. Political violence is in no way, shape, or form admissible. It is completely ugly and disgusting and nasty. It should go away quickly. That is the truth. That's what's really a problem based on, just people feeling some type way. They feel some type way. Oh, it hurt my feelings. Oh my God, I can't. Now I gotta get a high-powered rifle. Oh my God, I can't deal with this. This is just crazy. I gotta get a knife. I gotta get, like, what? The other thing is, it's like George Carlin, Rock'em Power. You get politicians you deserve. You don't deserve, these miscreants, but they didn't learn it from, just anything. They had to be taught. Somebody had to sit down and teach them. This is, if you see this, then you have to go do this. If this happens on your home front, if this happens in your neighborhood, you have to confront it like this. Like, it's taught. No baby in the world, little infants in incubators and stuff like that, they're not Nazis. They're not communists. They're not, you know, fascists. They're not socialists. They're not. They're not even capitalists or individualists or anything like that. They're just babies, ready to be molded and shaped in years and see what happens after 20, 30 years, what their mental makeup is, what their minds are like. That's the reality. That's the truth. So I think it's very telling. It's a very telling situation to have, all this happen. It's very scary stuff. Because who knows? Something could happen to Trump again. I wouldn't want that. I don't want to see him hurt or killed. I want to see him deposed. I want to see him out of office. I despise him. He's a malignant tumor on the face of the United States. I'm not your bro. Let's just slow it down. I'm not your bro. I'm not your bro. Corn 1999. But if you give me about 50 more viewers or something like that, I'll be all right. If you send me $50 on Cash App and PayPal, Cash App, PayPal, or oh my God, what? I'm Venmo. God. All right, so I mean, this is just so serious, so sincere, so ingrained in the American spirit, to strike out and do things and be great and wonderful and all that. But then you have this other side where it's like, I don't like that. I don't like people to be individuals. I don't like people to be thoughtful. I don't like people to have ideas. I don't like things that go against me. And not only do I not like it, but I want to take action that's very injurious against people that could potentially kill them. I don't like how that they made me feel. 'Cause that's what it is. It's emotional and feeling based. It's all about emotions. It's all about feeling instead of thinking. You're not really even thinking when you're making your plans and you're plotting for killing. It's not really thought. It's a reversion of thought. It's a perversion of thought, really. It's really perverse. The way people, create these narratives of understanding how they are, taking apart, different people just because they have ideas. And the other thing is, this is the thing too. It's quiet. See, if something had happened where she had drawn blood, if she had succumbed, she was sickened by the substance or something like that, it'd be all over the news. It's not really been covered. It's not really been shown that much. It's like, oh yeah, Omar she was attacked and it's all right. But oh my God, oh, she's got killed or something like that. Oh my God, oh. Same thing what happened with the Muhammad cartoonist. Bosch Faustin, one of the greatest human beings alive right now. He drew a picture of Muhammad. 2 people got pissed off at it, and then these cops shot them down. Nobody else was hurt. Only the people that perpetrated the whole thing. So, If it bleeds, it leads. But if it bleeds against victims, that's when it leads. So I want to end on a note of saying, use your ideas, use your thoughts, fight, make sure that you're safe, that if you're doxxed or whatever the case may be, that you put up barriers, you put up different areas of defending yourself, and try to be great in that way. All right, I have to talk about, this is a crazy story. Hold on, let me make sure I get this right. Okay, all right, I got it. All right. Ryan Wedding. This is a snowboarder. I'm confused because they said he represented the U.S., but he's from Canada. So I think that was a misprint. But he allegedly now he's alleged kingpin in selling cocaine. So he went from snowboarding on snow to selling snow on the streets, and made a multi-million-dollar empire based on his efforts in selling cocaine. And this is a very interesting issue because he's been compared to El Chapo and Pablo Escobar. He was just in the Olympics not too long ago, representing Canada. Very, very sad story. Very, very sickening because, like I said, drugs should be legalized. But as it stands, I want drug dealers behind bars, but not life in prison or death. I don't want to see that. I mean, if you get caught, maybe 5-10 years, maybe tops. But what the horrendous thing is, the sad part is, he has murders attached to his name. So with the homicides, he's going to probably look at life in prison or something like that. And they're going to get him on the cocaine charges most likely. But it's very serious, very, very sad, that, this has to happen because in a free world, drugs would be completely legal. Like George Carlin once said, "Rock and Power." He said, he said this about prostitution, but the same thing applies to drugs. Well, actually, it's not, but it should. It doesn't apply yet. But I'm gonna just modify it and say, like, drugs are legal, selling's legal. Why can't selling drugs be legal? But we're not at that stage yet. He said about prostitution, sex is legal, selling's legal. Why can't selling sex be legal? But it should be the same thing for drugs. Who is not benefiting? Who is the victim when somebody purchases drugs? Welcome back, Naraya. I see you. Thank you. I see you. But who is hurt? Who is the victim when somebody purchases a dime bag of cut, or some skag, or some blue magic? Who's getting hurt? Who's dying? Everybody's, oh, well, my sister and my nephew and my son, they're all hooked on, and they got to go to rehab. Yeah, go to rehab. It's good. Keep going to rehab. Let there be a rehab on every corner. Like there's a church or a liquor store on every corner. There should be a rehab center on every corner. But I digress. Wedding, which is a really weird last name, so I'm just calling him Ryan. Maybe I'll call him Wedding. I don't know. Wedding is, he was taken from, his, what was he? They said trying to remember exactly what it was. He had something to do with, it was just this past, it was the 22nd. They captured him on the 22nd. And FBI Director Patel took in the situation. How often do I live stream? That's your good question. That's your one question before you get charged. I try to live stream every day, Naraya. Try to live stream every day. Sometimes I take a day off or a few days off, but I try to live stream every day. And it's definitely not. It's definitely a hit or miss kind of situation. Because now I got you I'm talking to, I think, and nobody else. Some people come in, it's like I'm up to like 57 viewers, and that translates to like 1,000. Then it goes down to 0 like it is now. Okay, it just says okay. But, you know, it says 0, but I'm sure you're here, you're still under the sound of my voice. Now it goes back to 1, and then it's going to go down to 0, then go to 1 again. It just fluctuates. It's crazy, but I'm getting used to it. Keep pushing. I know you'll be a big creator one day. Thank you, Narai. I appreciate that. I'm just doing what I got to do right now. I'm doing what I got to do right now. I may not be a big creator, but I'm getting my ideas out. The things that I think in my head that I think other people should be saying. Like, why didn't she say that? Why didn't he say that? You say it, so I say it. Maybe only 3 people heard it, but those 3 people could say, "Look, did you hear what he said? This is pretty interesting. Did you see what he was talking about? He was saying there should be rehab centers everywhere." So this guy, they call him the king. They called him. I think they called him Bear or something like that. So he was He was very athletic. He had a muscular build. You know, there was a moment where he was actually busted for narcotics, and he spent like I think 4 years in prison, if I'm not mistaken. Yo, why you got? Hey, Naraya, you gotta. The reason why is because you gotta send in at least $10 to Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. That was you had one chance to get your one question off. If you want to answer any other questions, you gotta notify me of 50 people that can come into this live, or just send me some money. That's basically how this works. But yeah, so anyway, this wedding guy, which is a really weird, last name. Some people have some strange last names. So anyway, so it's beyond his last name. He trafficked 60 metric tons of cocaine. 60 metric tons. I don't understand it. The more this is the hornet's nest. It's the hornet's nest. Should we poke it? Yes. Keep on poking it. Yeah, poke. If you poke the hornet's nest, then we'll stop it. No, more hornets come out. The same thing happens with drugs. The more they try to enforce it or against it, the more that people demand it. That's just the facts. 60. What is 60? 60 is a lot. 60 is enough. 60 is not enough, really. 60 is just, just enough. I need at least 60 people to get in here to make it popping. I'm going to come out with at least probably 30 or 40 views on this particular show. But I'm all right then, because it's the reality. It's just the truth. 7 people. Okay, let's go up. Let's keep going. 7 people. I mean 60 as in something else. What is something else? Never mind. Okay. Never mind. I got 7 people in here now. Were they drawn by the cocaine stories? Now it's 3 people. Okay. But, the wedding, Ryan wedding, the Olympic athlete now looking at charges. Did they do this on purpose? Did they like try to square it with the Olympic Games in Milan? That's your first question. Is that a clip-on tie? No, it is not. I'll give you proof. See? It's not a clip-on. That's your first question. You don't have to let it be your last if you give me some money via Venmo, PayPal, or what is it? Cash App. Jesus. Okay, what is this? That Capri Sun cat. Hello, are you a magician? Another question. First question, I'll answer it. No, I'm not a magician. You're getting a lot of people to join the live stream. Not really. It was up to 7, but that's as close as I got. We got 2, KCO0W264 and that Capri Sun cat, which is interesting in itself. But Ryan Wedding, he just 60 metric tons of coke, and cocaine is cocaine again. Back like the mid 70s to the early 80s, in some parts of the 80s and early 90s, when cocaine was cocaine. Now they got, and before, like through the mid 90s through the 2000 teens, it was more so cut and stepped on, and all kinds of different ingredients that were very harmful and didn't get you high, or got you high and gave you a bad you let down. It was a horrible let down from the high. You're getting okay. So Wedding is going to stand before a jury and a judge and decide his, the jury will decide his fate, coming up in the next few months or next few years. By the way, would you get that? Nope, Nariah, once again, you're asking too many questions. You're not giving enough money. You give me money, I answer questions. You don't give me money, I don't answer questions. It's just that simple. So, it just is another reminder of the horrific war on drugs, quote unquote. A war on an inanimate object. A war on drugs that now they're saying narco-terrorism. They were never saying narco-terrorism at the beginning of war on drugs. Nobody even put that in the mind of saying, oh, well, the drugs, they fuel, terrorist cells and stuff like that. Oh, the poppy fields in Afghanistan, they're ruled by the Taliban, and then they create more, they create money for their outfits and, to carry out terrorist activities. I'm not your bro, Nariah. Not your bro. And I don't understand what that little blue monster thing is. But seriously though, it's just very just distressing just to understand that, because I always said, like, Rock and Power, Paul Mooney, he said a great joke. They were so concerned about the land niggas, they forgot about the sand niggas. And that's true. It's a sad joke. It's a funny joke, but it's true. It's just reality. it's like sweet and sour sauce. It's sweet because it's funny, but it's sour because it's just the bitter truth. So concerned with black folk selling crack in the alleyways. So concerned with people getting high on the streets. And then when they saw jetliners fly through office buildings, that's when it's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have been concerned ourselves with low level drug policies and sending people away for the rest of their lives or stuff like that. I mean, it's just disgusting. Mariah, you're really testing it now. I can't pronounce your name, nor can I pronounce that question. Not without the money. I need the money first. Please answer my question. Please send me money. I'm begging. I don't have my hat out, but tip of the hat to you. So that's how that works. But that's just what happened. Late 80s, early 90s, tens of thousands of black men went to prison. Probably more, maybe 100,000 or something like that, because it was a lot. Even for short stints, maybe a 2 month to 2 year bid, something like that, behind bars. All the way up to 50 years, 60, 70, 80, 90 years, 100 years, 1,000 years for selling crack cocaine, which obviously we saw was the racist policies of the Drug Enforcement Agency headed by the presidents George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton, along with George W. Bush, mainly, and it continued with President Obama, but not to the extent, even though he was horrific as well. I'll try to get more people to join the live stream. Thank you, Nariah. That's what I want you to do. Thank you so much. Because I'm at 0 right now. Now it goes to 1, then it goes to 0. But I still have to I have to just continue on. I have to continue the fight. No matter what. I'm never backing down. I don't care how many people are in here. Still have to fight. So, what is still so, horrendous about, weddings, very problematic way of doing things. I still, I'm still astonished at the 60 metric tons. That is just, that's a lot of coke. It's a hell of a drug. Now it's 9 people. Why is it 9 people now? Why wasn't it 9 people just a few? Why isn't it 99 people? Why isn't it 999 people? Why is it 9,999 people? I'm just, I don't know how the hell this thing works. I don't know. I'm just admitting it right here on the spot. I do not know how it works. No clue. Now it's back down to 2 with 2 likes. Man, once I figure this thing out, one day, I'll figure it out. But I don't even know what that means. I have no idea what that means, Nariah. No idea what that means. But yeah, wedding. There's already a documentary I think about it. It's very salacious. It's got that Hollywood. It seems like it's gonna be a movie one day. Oh, Olympics, snowboarder. Now he was selling snow. He's one of the kingpins. He was a big timer. Now he's, facing, time or something. Just I can automatically see the, sensational aspects of this case, automatically being broadcast. His way of displaying himself actually shows him to that he was, trying to be a businessman. That's the thing. These are business people. I'm not being cute. I'm saying it's true. I can hardly see that, Nariah. Very, very slim. Very slim. I hardly see that. Hardly can see that. But yeah, so that's why I think of that. That's why I think of, the reality, the sickness, this devastating reality of that line. They were so concerned with the land niggers, they forgot about the sand niggers. They forgot about the sand niggers. Everybody, the whole world stopped. Everything stopped. When the two towers fell, when the Pentagon was attacked, and the plane it didn't land in Pennsylvania, it was crashed. I think when your channel gets bigger, you're gonna forget about me. I already forgot about you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, what is it? I mean, when my channel gets bigger, if you're gonna be around, I'm not gonna forget about you. Just a theory. It's not gonna be a theory at all. If you're gonna be around, if I have 5 million viewers every episode, then if you come into the live, I'm obviously going to acknowledge you, Nariah. What are you talking about? But it's just sad, like how true that statement is, like how sad a joke is. A joke could be sad, but it's true. He's one of the few people. Dave Chappelle is another. Chris Rock, a lot of black comedians or humorists were able to do that. Not a black one is George Carlin. He used to say stuff that wasn't funny, but it was hilarious. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was hilarious at the same time. He said things about he was always waiting for the breaking news, to see about a natural disaster or something like that. He just wanted to see the count go up, of casualties and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't funny, but it was hilarious at the same time. You had to laugh at it because it's the truth. It's just, and he's telling the truth and he's being honest. A lot of people don't want to be honest. The reason why they had the breaking news is because people love that stuff. People laugh that stuff up. The earthquake in Spain, the floods in India, the fires in California. Like, people laugh that stuff up. That's the reason why they get ratings, because they know that they're gonna get top dollar for advertisers because they're gonna have the most people watching at a certain time. That's just a fact. I'm not trying to be vulgar or slanderous or anything like that. I'm just saying that's the truth. That's just reality. Sadly. But yeah, the land niggers and the sand niggers thing, that just is fact. Just fact. The people that, were put in prison, the people that were, put in behind bars, was running around in Nikes, had, Act Legends, had Lexus Coupes, had the Saabs, had the BMWs, had the Mercedes Benz. They were rolling around trying to get that mail. And the scores probably of rappers who talked about selling crack. The ones who escaped prison, like Jay-Z. It's very interesting. Wait, what are you doing? What is this? I have no idea what that means. You have to write. You have to write. You have to type it out. You have to type out what you're saying. You have to type out your thoughts. I don't understand. I can hardly even see whatever those emoji or emoticons are. It's a person that looks like you. Okay. Well, thanks for telling me. I wouldn't be able to see it. I don't know what they. I can't see it. Can't see it. And then the lol. Of course, the lol happens. LOL. Laugh out loud. I finally understand that. I can actually get some of the language. Naraya, send me an email. SkylerSaunders@gmail.com. SKYLERSAUNDERS@gmail.com. You are 18 and over, right? Please tell me you're 18 or older. If you're not 18 and older, I gotta get you out of here. I gotta get you up out of here. I'm not, sadly. You're not. Well, Naraya, it's been real. Can we get a fedora tip? That was your question? Sure. There's your fedora tip. Now everything you have to say has to deal with at least $5 on PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. What is that? Aftabcon JD6ZY. Are you a stand-up comedian? No, I'm not a stand-up comedian. I'm a sit-down thinker. I'm a sit-down philosopher. Okay, laughing. I don't understand laughing. Sit down thinker. Yeah, I'm sitting down and I'm thinking. I'm just putting out my thoughts on this platform. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. So, wedding. Wedding. He's going through it. He had you know he had years, I think, since I think it was either the last Winter Olympics or the one before he participated in for. All right, now we get Wiz. I gotta go. I'm gonna go over time just a little bit. I was gonna end it right at a minute, but Wiz came in. Excuse me. And Wiz came in and says, "Sky, my nigga." He just says, "Sky." They be like, Snoop, can you teach me how to Dougie? Yeah, apologize. You buy it. No, I don't. You have it written so you can ask as many questions you want. What's good? Yeah, I know. What's goody good? We already talked about Ye, so I'm not gonna go backwards. I already talked about Ye. I'm talking about Omar, being politically violated, using violence against her, and I'm talking about Ryan Wedding, Kingpin, ex Olympian. That's what's good. Yeah, I'm late on the shows. It's all good. It's all good, Wiz. Don't worry about it, man. Just when you're late, if you want to atone, if you want to, make up for it, make sure you bring in 10 to 20 people. All right, you got followers, you got subscribers. Just tell them like, man, check this nigga Sky. I don't know, he be having some weird ideas, but he make me think, or something like that. Or he just be making me laugh, or he'll make me understand something I didn't understand before. But yeah. So wedding going down, white boy. Like that's what it is. He's a white boy. Ryan Wedding. He's a white boy. He still is. He's still alive. I'm just saying. Like he was during his heyday, um, selling cocaine allegedly because he hasn't been convicted of it. Um, he he did just that. I'm going to go, but I thank you all for watching. Thank you, Wiz. I'm sorry for you coming late, but I had to go to a hard stop at 7 o'clock. So I'd like to thank you all, and I will see you some other time. Take care.